Madam Agnes Nandro, you are most welcome.
Thank you, Doctor.
He is called Reverend Kafa Sempangi, the first Ugandan to start a home for street children in 1971. At that time, Sempangi was a lecturer at Makerere University, a devout Christian, and an interpreter in the Full Gospel Church. So what inspired this professor of arts to start a home for street children? Sempangi says during the time he was an interpreter at the church, he was also teaching Sunday school children. But among these children were 3 street girls, Namsisi, Nora, and Tepista.
These kids really helped me to open my eyes. This Sunday I teach and I give them a text. Following Sunday, I ask the children, what did we learn about the previous Sunday? Topista, Noah and Namsisi, they put up their hands. And there are these other good children from good homes. What did we learn last week? They are looking down. Now I say to these children, do you go to school? No. Where do you live? On the verandas. Where? In the town. Where do you eat? From the garbage dumps.
Sempangi says he asked the children to come back to the Sunday school with their mother, who was also staying on the streets. It was during this time that the church leaders felt sympathy and took pictures of Nakafero and her children to solicit help for them in Canada.
In Canada, I found that Christians were putting together clothing, shoes for this woman, Nakafero. And her picture was appearing in the churches in Canada. So when I returned here in 71, the children looked even more worse off.
This did not go down well with Sempangi, a man who had a big heart. When he tried to ask church leaders why the clothes did not reach the street children, they were very bitter with Sempangi.
Oh, the following Sunday, the missionary preached about nothing but about me, that I become proud because I've been abroad. So that's how I was forced to leave the church. I wrote a book called Missionary Days Are Over, which sold like pancakes in Kampala.
So Sempangi, Nakafero and her 3 children started a children's home in Kasubi called Chijomanyi. Because Nakafero had stayed on the streets for many years, she attracted a number of street children to the home. Unfortunately, Sempangi became one of the targets of President Idi Amin Dada. When he realized his life was in danger, he fled the country and eventually found himself exiled in the US. With its founder in exile, the street children's home Sempangi had started collapsed, and Nakafero and all the children went back to the streets. When Amin was toppled from power in 1979, Sempangi returned home. Nakafero was happy to hear that Kafa Sempangi had returned to the country. All the returnees, ministers and ambassadors were being housed at Apollo Hotel, now Sheraton, under the protection of the Tanzanian army. Sempangi says Nakafero pitched camp at the entrance of the hotel.
When I came, I hear a woman at the gate, somebody shouting my name, Kafa, Kafa. So I said to my escorts from Tanzania, why don't you go and check? I hear somebody announcing my name. It's Kafa, Kafa. The soldiers, these escorts came and said, there's a woman called Nakafero. Oh, I said, please bring the woman.
Despite the fact that Nakafero was a dirty street woman, Sempangi went with her to his hotel room on 13th floor. She looked miserable and desperate, but had carried for him a gift.
So Nakafero says, I brought you a gift. I said, thank you. She said, now bring your hand. She put that egg in the palm of my hand. Now Nakafero becomes the professor lecturing to me. Nakafero says, you see this egg? It is dirty, it's bloody, it is everything so bad, it looks bad looking. But inside this egg is a gift of life. We people you left behind, we are like this egg. Look the way I look. I'm like this egg. I'm also dirty, bloody, nobody even cares about me. But inside is a gift of God's life. And those words really brought tears in my eyes.
At that time, Sempangi says he had been appointed a state minister for rehabilitation and had no plans of dealing with street children again.
But Nakafero made me very humble. So I said to Nakafero, where's Nora Topsa and Namusisi? He said, I can't work with them, they're almost naked. I said, when the following day I'm coming.
So the following day, Sempangi made his way to a window market where Nakafero and her 3 daughters called home.
When these children saw me, they came running to embrace me. I had a very good jacket, a suit, American suit. The people are shouting, Bayai, Bayai, please run away, Bayai. So I said to Nakafe, what's this word? Nakafe says, I told you yesterday that we people you left behind. I like that egg. That's we. Now the children you left here called the orphans, now they are called Bayai, a cat that has gone astray, Omuyayu. So we are now Miyayu. Oh, I couldn't stand that.
Because of Nakafero's words, Sempangi rented a space at Pride Theatre and Africa Foundation was born.
For me, I always say Nakafero is the founder of Africa Foundation because she opened my eyes. First, as children, taught me a lesson that people can be poor, but they have brains and they have a vision.
After running Africa Foundation for a number of years, Sempangi decided to buy Nakafero land and he constructed for her a house so that she could become independent. She went into farming where she became a food supplier for Africa Foundation. Unfortunately, she was shot dead by the thugs who waylaid her on the way after selling her produce to the children's home.
So that was a big blow to me.
But Africa Foundation continued to give hope to street children by rehabilitating and taking them back to school. Sempangi did not only depend on funding from abroad, but dedicated finances to Africa Foundation from his poultry project and coffee factory. Sempangi, who is now 80 years old, is proud to have given a future to over 6,000 street children.
You found them in America, China, Germany, England, whenever they are, and they've done very well. Even those who are remained here in Uganda. Almost when they come here, almost every department, every ministry, every section, they are there.
We met 42-year-old Deo Kasana in Katwe, who is one of the beneficiaries of African Foundation.
He mentored us and he said, move away from the drugs, be good children, you'll be people in future, a good person in future. Therefore, we engaged with her. She even mentored us in everything and took back us to school with that foundation, African Foundation.
A qualified business administrator, Kasana is a councillor representing Katwe 2 Parish in Makindye Division. He attributes his success to Sempangi.
I appreciate Cleveland. You did everything for us. You are there with us. I thank you. God bless you.
Many Ugandans from across the country have benefited from this foundation, but unfortunately in 2001, it collapsed after donors withdrew. But under the Africa Foundation Family Association, the members who now call Sempangi father have offered to put resources together to resurrect it. In the second part of Sempangi's life with street children, we shall take you through his new vision for a new home, his experience with street children, and his advice to government on how to tackle the problem. Agnes Nandutu, NTV Weekend Edition.